That's great. I guess he needs something to do. All right, we're live. Episode 21 now. We're moving right along. We got a lot of interesting topics to get to from over the weekend. We got Brad going to Riverside, running the 55 car for Bobby Jones. Hope he showed up on time.
He did.
He
He's
did.
there really early. He was there way before I was.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad. Boy, the quality is a lot better. I hope everybody likes. So we changed the camera up a little bit. We're actually using Will's phone this time. Get our quality a little bit better. Yeah, is the phone charged?
It's not. It's not.
Oh boy,
it's probably already
boy.
in the red.
It's probably gonna die. What? Wait, where's the cord that we had though? Can you not hook it up?
Right here.
Yeah, just hook it up.
Give me a second.
Oh yeah, you're good. We're good. All right. So Will's phone's not gonna die this time.
Let me make an addition to the board real quick.
Yeah, make another addition to the board. What would that be? 4 times? 5 times you've been on the board?
Almost every time.
Except one.
Yeah, almost.
Last week.
When did,
I didn't have. The
yeah,
board
we didn't
last
even
week.
do a board last week.
So that doesn't
But that
count.
still counts.
Yeah.
No, that
There
does
was-
not count.
There was people asking about the board. So why didn't we have a board last week? It's because Beau didn't have nobody.
I didn't, man.
Didn't have
Everybody
anybody.
just cleaned their act up. Couldn't find any. I mean, I couldn't find anything at all that was relevant
Well,
to
that's okay.
racing.
That's okay. We got some folks that made it up for it this
Yeah, we
week.
got some people this week.
We got some of
The
that.
ninth inning, they showed up and
In
gave
the
us
ninth
something.
inning.
Yeah.
We've got
Had to go
tempers.
to overtime.
We got tempers flaring over a sim race. I hadn't even got to talk to you because when you called me last night, I was racing
I figured
the
that's what you were
Riverside
doing.
Riverside deal. Greg Perky put up for us.
Yeah.
Brad got to watch it on TikTok Live. It was chaotic.
It was entertaining.
No, so we got plenty to talk about. Could we real quick? Can we show everybody Hadley right now? Because everybody in here is freezing to death, and I really wish everybody could look at Hadley right now. Will ain't paying me a bit of attention.
Doing
Yeah, Hadley, come here. Just
Yeah.
show everybody your wear, because
Come out here and show your outfit.
Hadley is the other tech guy, and
He's
my
that
man
guy
come in
that's
here
good.
dressed for success.
something. Can you see me?
No, you gotta get right
Way
here.
away
Show
from
everybody your hat.
See, I bought this hat in Gatlinburg from an Indian guy, and
Oh, we just got
it's been
kicked off.
great. It's been great.
I was gonna say
You called him an
uh,
Indian guy. We're racist.
with
now.
the dot or without the dot.
He was a feather Indian,
Gotcha. All right.
but
Now we really
Yeah.
can get kicked off.
No, we're done. We're done for. We might as well go full blown then. Mayor Mondani, he's the new mayor of New York. What do you guys think about that?
Oh.
You know, so we could go full blown politics now. Brad, tell us
Yeah,
about the
start it
weekend.
off.
Just
Well, I
tell
have
us about the
no-
weekend.
I really have no highlights to talk about of the weekend, but Bobby did get there before I did, so that was
That's good.
off to a head
That's
start.
great.
So yeah, we unloaded it, and it was, the first I was kind of getting comfortable and hot laps. It was kind of on the right rear a little bit, and so we got there, and so the shocks he tore up a couple in that crash or whatever. So we kind of had some
Sorry.
mismatches. CSIs are on the fronts. And then we had one of the momentum on the left rear, but I guess if you tighten them too much on the knob, it'll bend the pin and it won't adjust. And so no matter what we'd adjusted on, it would just tie it and it would just hold it. It wouldn't hardly come back up. So when we took that shock off before we hot lapped and put a CSI on there too. We had a momentum on the right rear, CSI, and some stuff. So it was a little funky in hot laps, and we changed it up a little bit. Started on the pole of the heat race. Got a decent start, but it's the same things. Like on the slicking end of the track, which 1 and 2 was a lot slicker than 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I was okay. Then 3 and 4, I'll just get in there and just on the right rear and just on the right front and just couldn't get through the corner. The harder I drive it, the worse it was.
Yeah.
So for the feature, I started first in the heat, finished second in the heat race. So that put us starting 8th in the main. And I'd brought my Penske rears. We put them on for the feature. And I really thought that was going to help situation. We go down the first set of corners and that thing just falls over. It is like left rear is up in the air. Zach Pringle runs over my right rear. He crashes.
I saw. Yeah, okay. I was going to ask you who that was.
I went down in there and just could have had to back out just up on the right front, and he got up over me. So I was like, well, maybe I just didn't go in the corner hard enough. And so we start out, we do another restart, go through 1 and 2, and it's not bad, but it's slick down there. We go down 3 and 4, and I try to just go in there hard, and it almost like just snapped on me. Then went in the corner sideways, then balled all up on the left rear, up in the air. And I'm like, oh, man. So I just start trying to run the bottom, and it's just a handful. Like, it's just not wanting to turn. And that's basically the whole race went. Started 8th, finished 9th. And, it just something wasn't right. So when we got back in the pits, we got to looking around and, come to find out the left front corner of the chassis is bent up and dinged up. I guess probably from when you got run over as well, it's got dinged up. And so it just had the car all jacked up, right front, nothing supporting the right front. So you go in there and it's just, up in the air and it just dangles and falls down. And so it was a handful, but the brakes worked good. Steering was okay. All that stuff. The motor absolutely rips. Like,
so
it flies down the straight.
Is it weird for me saying what I was saying about the steering? Like, was it kind of delayed for you?
I didn't.
It doesn't feel like wait for you.
Only time it felt like that was like pushing up onto the grid. There's like some slack in it, but once we fired up, it feels normal. Well, they did set the steering up a lot tighter because they had talked about he went through the steering.
Okay, so he went through it.
Well, he'd been through it before you raced it, but they set it up really tight because maybe it was Zach or somebody had talked about it being really loose, and so when they went through it, rebuilt it, they tightened it up a lot, and so I think that might have been some of the tightness that you feel, but like it would turn fine with me. It was just maybe a little, but also I don't know if it was me just balled all up why I couldn't turn it and turning hard and things, but I mean, it turned. In hot laps when I kind of could just go all right, it was turning fine. And like I said, the brakes. We actually did go over there Friday night and bleed the brakes. There was a little sponginess to them, and got those dialed in. But like I said, the motor rips. Like, the thing was flying down straightaway. I just couldn't get through the corner. And so,
well, the night that I ran it at the flip flop, the second night when I went out there for the feature, I think I said this on that podcast, but. Yeah. Those brakes were real spongy, and it's the first time I've ever raced, and the brakes got better as the race went on.
Yeah,
like I'd
pumping them up.
Yeah, I'd pump them, and it actually got better. It's the first time.
We actually went over there Friday night, and we got off to a weird start. We had to go crank the car just to check everything out. We got pushed down a hill, and he had to shift it one time, and I guess when he shifted or something broke in there, and so the four-wheeler died before we could even get pushed off. And so we're like stuck in the middle of the road. I had to push the four-wheeler back to the house, got my dad's truck, and then we cranked it up. And that's when I could kind of feel the brake. I'd pump them up and they would get there. So like we were able to bleed them and get that all dialed in and stuff. But yeah, the car was just needs to be tweaked in the front. I don't think there's anything we could have done to it to make it any better. It was just jacked up in the front end. So it was a handful, and I got to race, so I'm not just totally sad about it, but it sucked it sucked for Bobby to come over there and all those things. But I mean, I guess now so you don't keep something's wrong, so you got to go get it fixed. So.
Yeah. Well,
we did solve that problem.
it'd be better to do it now, figure it out now, than to sit here and a
all
whole
the
season.
yeah, and then
and
go
then-
right back over there like that.
Yeah.
So, he was able to, sort all that stuff out, and so it was a pretty. I mean, honestly, they had a lot more cars than I thought we were going to have. We ended up with 20 cars. I thought maybe 14 at the most. And
Mhm.
so
I watched it live. Landon Coke put it up. Somebody, I don't know if it's him or one of his crew was up there. They posted it live. It looked like a pretty good race. I mean,
yeah, the track. I don't like actually. When it got a bunch of rain the week before,
The track had a lot of
and
character.
we got over there, there was still water standing in the parking lot. And I asked J-Ray, I was like, did it rain over here? He's like, no, that's all from last week. Like the pit still had muddy spots in them from last week because
dang.
like people don't understand. Like over there when it rains, like when they call off like that a day before or 2 days before, it's because legit the water just sits in that place.
Yep.
It's close to the river and it's gumbo, it's soft, and like it took 2 weeks, it still ain't dried out over there. That's what people don't understand about that. And
Yeah,
so
you lose hours.
the track was kind of the same way. Like when we got up to the track, it looked kind of crumbly, and I was like, man, there's things gonna go slick really fast. But then it's like all underneath,
Yeah.
so it starts coming back up. And 3 and 4 had rough spots, and it was pretty fast down there in 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 had a decent little bottom, and the top kind of got really far around, but it was slicker on that end too. So you had 2 different ends. It was really tricky, and
That's usually the case, though. A lot of times we end up running the middle to the bottom in 1 and 2. I don't know if it's just like the way the sun sits during the day.
it's possible,
You know, because I mean that happens at a lot of places. You'll see one corner it's a lot drier than the other one
Yep.
because all the sun, especially in the
Yeah.
summer, when it's real hot.
So I was gonna say now this time of year, once you get rain, it's kind of hard to get it off because
And
you
they
lose
had- and they
3
had a
4
bunch of
hours of
cars.
daylight. And
They had a bunch
10
of cars, 27 late models, I think,
Oh, okay.
25 stock cars. We had 20, and they had like at 9 or 10, 11 or 12 of those Vroom cars. They had a bunch of them late models and stuff. And I really thought it would slick off no matter what with all the late models, but that they said that thing just holds that moisture, and then you get to churning it up, it'll stay there all
With a
night
cooler,
long.
moisture come up through it a lot
Yeah,
better
that's what I was
too.
saying.
So,
There's some dew in the air and things like that, and so that 3 and 4 stayed fast all night
Yeah.
long, and
it looked rough, and
yeah, it had some rough
It was-
spots. And
it was grip basically bottom to top from what I could tell.
yeah, it was not the night to be diving over on your right.
No,
foot.
of all night.
Yeah, there was a few times I would go in just like grit my teeth, like,
Oh,
oh boy,
see,
this is not going to stick here.
And see, that's exactly how it was for me. Like when I went in Ronnie's car, 67, like that. It was like I'm not gonna go in a corner
Yeah.
like that hard on it. I'm just
Yeah.
not. I'm just not gonna do it. It's because I know like this ain't it. Like
Yeah.
this is not how we're supposed to be. So I totally get it. And this is one of the worst feelings in the world when you know like I got to try to make it 8 laps like this,
Yeah.
in a heat race.
In the feature, there were several times I thought about just pulling in. I was like, I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up.
Yeah.
Here.
I
I just
you
kept
kind
waiting.
of found a little groove. I mean, you lost several spots, but you kind of found a little groove there, and you weren't making time, but you weren't losing it. You weren't bleeding it off anymore.
Yeah,
so.
it was decent in spots and times, but it was. I kept waiting to get lapped. I was like, when's he coming? When's he coming?
Yeah.
I kept looking up and see there's a blue flag gonna come out. When's he coming? And I think it was about to happen because right after the checker, I just let off and he went, whoa! I was like, he was getting close.
Yeah. And who won?
Hagar won.
Yeah, I know Hagar won. You and Dale were giving me crap a couple weeks ago. I said on my little solo deal there, I was like, Hagar's probably the favorite to win. And then I'm getting text messages from Brad and Dale. Dale mostly, and he's like, Brad, he don't give us
more
no
so
credit.
Dale. Yeah, more so
Dale said, Brad, he don't give us no credit, does he? Well, guess what? Guess who wins? So he had a little bit of a tougher year in a 3-car, but I mean, he's always fast over there, so it's really not a surprise to me. But yeah, Dale. Where were you? You didn't prove me wrong this time. What?
But I will say, while I'm thinking about it, Keith Ainsworth did start on the front row with him. I thought that was going to be pretty interesting because Keith was ripped. He was in the same heat race as me, and he could
I
go
saw
in.
some of his
He could
stuff,
go in
too,
3 and 4.
He was
like,
rolling.
just way harder than anybody else could, especially me. I was like, I'm definitely not trying that. He could rip it off in there, really good, and he actually did have a 360 in it, so the 305 guys can't be upset.
Mhm.
He did have a 360 in. And so yeah, that thing was ripping around there in the heat race for sure. And they said that actually I talked to Cody Miller, and he was 3/10 off the track record, which is an 11:0. Jason Sowell set that in
2007
uh 2007.
outlaw race.
Yeah, the Outlaw show. And so in the heat race, he was probably like, I guess 3/10 off. He'd be like 11:3, somewhere in that range. So he was definitely ripping around there in the heat race. And you had to rip 3 and 4 or you was going to crash. And he was definitely giving it all down there for that end. And he held pretty strong in the heat race or in the feature there and kind of faded a little bit at the end. But
Think he got tired?
I don't think it got tired. I just think it was a tricky track.
Yeah.
You know, you had to hit your line, especially in 3 and 4. You could kind of move around a little bit and kind of float the middle and turn down, or just float it through the middle, or you could kind of rip the top too. And it got a little interesting in traffic as well. And you got some of the 305s are mixed in there. You know, you got them too wide, and they're kind of, are you going to beat them to the corner? Do I need to follow them? Do I need to go outside of them? And it got tricky in those moments. But I mean, I thought it made it pretty interesting, in my opinion. You know, we only had one caution in the feature. You know, we had 5 or 6 to 7 305s out there, and they didn't really cause any problems.
I was going to ask you, was it basically split? Like
no, it was more 360s.
360s?
Yeah. And it actually went a lot smoother than I thought it was going to. The Skinner boys ran their first 305 race, and they made good laps. And I think Mason was going to pass me at one point in time because we was hanging on for dear life out there. I think I come off the track and Kim was like, Mason was about to pass you one time. I was like, well, I was doing everything I could. Okay, I don't know what you want me to say. And so yeah, they were making some good laps for their first 305 or first sprint car runs.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was overall I thought it was a pretty good show. Only thing I would change about it if they do it again next year is only time trial one class. They time trialed late models and stock cars. That kind of took, they did 2 cars at a time, but it still kind of took a long time to get through all that stuff and kind of made the night a little longer than what it probably should have been.
Do they ever time trial those? I didn't know I've never known them to time trial the stock cars.
Never done. I don't remember them ever doing the stock cars. They might have done them before that. I don't remember. But that's my first time that I can recall.
I can't remember them ever.
I know the last time they did a late model challenge, they've qualified them guys before.
It still wasn't that late though. I mean,
it was
still
fairly decent. I mean, the only thing is we did start way earlier, so we did start at about 5 o'clock or 5:30. We started in that range. So we did start earlier.
It's just like today. I was doing some coating, and I think I had went in there. I had 2 loads I had to shoot real quick, and then I went in there, did my deal, and that was probably around 4:15. I come out 1 hour later and opened the door, and I'm like, "Dang, it's dark out here." So
you could, as I said, you could start at 4 o'clock. Realistically, I mean, the sun's low enough at that point. I don't think you'd hurt the track or anything, and get everybody out of there.
I mean, we're starting at 7 during the summer, and we still got 2 hours of daylight left.
Yeah.
Or an hour of sunshine up.
Only problem is the season's over by this point. You know, we got 1 or 2 events. You know.
Yeah. So overall, though, I thought it was a really good show. I didn't expect that many cars. The only thing is the fan count was way, way down. I mean, that was one sad thing to see. Is it was a pretty good show you put on over there, and whatever reason, people didn't support it or didn't show up, and things like that usually don't return if you don't support it. So, like I said, they rescheduled the King of the Ditch. Is that what it was going to be called? King of the Ditch.
Mm-hmm.
So they rescheduled that for 2026. It was going to be this weekend.
Yep.
But kind of compounding off of Saturday night's attendance, you're kind of getting cold feet going into this deal, especially with Creek County running same weekend. They got 10,000 to win over in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to put on 5,000 to win. Well, am I going to get the cars? How many? Can I have 18 cars for 5,000 to win?
And Creek County's only 5.5 hours away.
Yeah, it's not far away. You get to those guys are not going to come this way if there's 10,000 in their backyard, and people from Illinois will just drive right past and go there. Like the Zach Dom. He was going to come run the deal. He was in Texas for the Power Eye show this weekend, so he's probably just stopping through Oklahoma on the way home. So you're going to miss out on him. And so it's a very tricky spot to be in. nobody shows up again, and we got 18 cars for 5,000 to win. Well, you don't want to have 2 bad shows back to back to end your year, and so a lot of people just don't take that into account. And there's a lot of things that go on in the background and the behind the scenes that you got to think about. So that show got postponed, but there will be another one this weekend. Another 360 versus 305, $1,000 modifieds, $1,000 stock cars.
2,000 for the sprint cars?
Yeah, 2,000 for the sprint cars and 500 for the mini sprints. So, I mean, it's going to be a good show.
It'll be a good weekend.
If you're watching, come out, support it, tell some friends. Let's end the last race of the year with a good crowd and end strong to carry them over for, next season.
Well, it's just like I was telling somebody today on Facebook, like track, it is still a business. I mean, you still have to treat it like a business.
Yeah.
And I mean, this was a business decision. You don't want to go in if there's a good chance that half my cars may not show up.
Yep. And I feel like a lot of people sometimes just think that 3 o'clock on Saturday, they just open the gates, flip the lights on, and it's ready to go, shows on. But like it's a whole week process.
It starts today.
Go back and listen to that episode when we had Clayton on, and he gave legitimate numbers. He kind of told us what his exposure is for the weekend. So I mean, if you don't have any sympathy for what he's talking about,
I wouldn't mind having him come back and talk about it some more, because I feel like
but people need to
I say people need to
the scenes and like what it takes to run a week at a racetrack, and what it takes. It just like I said, you don't open the gates at 3 and it's just ready to roll. It takes a lot of work to get it to go, and there's a lot of things you got to pay for to make that happen. You got insurance, you still got to pay your light bill. You got to do all these things, just like anybody else in life. And so people just are very quick to get upset and not think about everything that goes on with this.
Well, we'll mention him on the board, but that's what I was talking about.
Oh, I'm trying not to. I know it's coming, so I'm trying not to give it all away.
Yeah, it's like I said, this is where Facebook warriors come to die. We usually shut stuff down right here.
Hold on one more time. Well, I got one thing.
Okay.
So after the races, there is going to be a big bonfire. That every year, the last race of the year is a big bonfire.
Hey, isn't the what's in the morning? Isn't that
swap meets in the morning too?
Yeah, the swap meets in the morning.
Oh, is it? Okay, so there
Yeah,
are
swap
swap
meeting.
meet. So swap meeting Saturday morning, and then after the races, there'll be a bonfire. Everybody usually stays and hangs out, and
Are you gonna stay and hang out this time?
No,
How about
definitely
that?
not gonna happen. No.
Wait a minute. Why
Kim
not?
didn't even stay for the late model. I was trying to get changed out of my suit. She was like, "I'm going to the car." I was like, "All right, understandable."
Just tell her to go out there and crank it up and lay it back and take a nap. You'll be out there in a little bit.
Yeah, that'll go real well. I promise.
Come on, man. You
Yeah.
got to put that foot down. What size is that foot?
Not when she's pregnant. I'm not. I'll let her get away with it while she's
Let's be
pregnant.
honest, not any time. I'm just picking on you.
Man.
I heard the late model race was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
the guy that
the only
won-
thing I do know about the late model race, Drew Armstrong, he won. Well, he spun out, I think, on the first lap.
He was
or
on the pole when he started.
got wrecked out or something. He had to go to the back and still ended up winning
and he
the
drove
race.
to the
So
front.
apparently, it was pretty racy track if he was able to do that.
Yeah.
I saw nothing but good. I had to hop on Facebook, start looking for somebody to put on a board. We couldn't go 2 weeks back to back without putting somebody on the board, and I couldn't find anything. I mean, the whole race weekend looked great. Everybody was supportive of everybody, which I guess that's our fault,
I don't see it as fault.
The threat of them being on the board kept them all straight. But no, everybody seemed to support everybody.
Yeah,
and
that's what you asked me earlier, like what went on. And it's like there's really no drama. Everything
I went
ran
back and
smooth,
watched-
I think
I
everybody's
watched the
getting that.
replays, and
Everybody's getting that WhatsApp or WhatsApp. Is that what's called? The WhatsApp. That's how they're talking crap about. And then they're doing that now because they don't want.
There was only one thing that was kind of funny. The only reason why I know it happened is because I had my headset in and the stock cars were running before us. And somebody wouldn't get in line. I don't remember who it was. It was number 1 car, I want to say. They wouldn't get in line. They rode around. And finally they were like, number 1, we've told you 3 times, get back in line. Or if you get to this flag stand, you're not in line, you're black flagged. Well, he didn't get back in line. So Brad McCarver, he's on the radio. He's like, Number one, we've told you you are black flag. You are black flag. If you want to come yell at us after the races, under the bleachers, come yell at us, but don't stop on this track. Get off the track. You can come yell at us afterwards, but you're black flag.
That's funny.
That was pretty. That was the one entertaining part of the night.
They think he already knows it's coming.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh, it ain't the racer's fault.
He
It's
just
somebody else's
he just
fault.
went ahead and said, "Just come on, we'll be sitting here waiting on you."
That's
They
hilarious.
just know how it is.
Yeah, so that did ease my pain of sitting in the race car for like 3 hours waiting for it to get over with.
Knowing what was coming too, you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. The stock car race. What videos I could see. I haven't seen any other video. I tried to look for some. I didn't find very much, but the stock car race looked really good too.
Yeah, everything looked good. I mean, I'll probably sit at this table and talk the most trash about late models at Riverside out of
me too.
anybody.
Me too. They're bad.
It's
Have been
terrible, but
bad.
it looked like it was a really good race.
Yeah,
I
I got
mean,
to
like,
watch.
there was
I got to
plenty
watch
of-
one of the
plenty of
heats.
action.
Why did everybody wait till the end of the year to get it together?
And
mean,
I'll say
really.
it was cool. Like they did the qualifying the late models, and like the one you could from just standing outside of the track, or not even watching it, but you could tell when the Super was out there ripping around the track.
Mhm.
It sounded pretty out
It
there
does,
for sure,
yeah.
man. It sounded nice.
It looks standing out in the pits. Have you ever heard the supers run over
Yeah.
there? Man,
I don't know. I hadn't heard him run over there.
Just sitting in the pit area, like over by the trailer or something. Just hearing them is just
Yeah,
they do sound beautiful when they're
Yes.
running at full song like that. They really do sound good.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
maybe it was the supers, or maybe it was the time trials that got it all.
Time trials probably helped.
They probably
for sure.
did get them more time out there
'Cause
to
I
figure
think
them cars
they lined
out.
them up just straight up, so the fast guys were
Yeah.
on the front. Of
Yeah,
the
they're
heat
not
races.
they're not back there drawing.
I was gonna say that happens. You going into 1 and 2 right off the green. Somebody's gonna turn around in a normal late model race at Riverside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
wow.
if you go out there at time trials, you get a chance to feel the car out, run it wide open.
yeah.
Fast
Yeah.
guys up front.
I say
So
all
there's
your
no-
good guys are
yeah,
up front.
so
You got the guys.
You got a couple laps to figure out
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna be able to get around the track or not.
Well, it's the fairest way, and it's been that way in the sprint car stuff too. I remember when I started racing the 410, and we would go and run, up in Indiana or Ohio or wherever we were going, running some 410 stuff, and then I'd go run a 360 show in Oklahoma. And Brian Holbert was doing the announcing at the time, and he was always at the meeting. And I'm like, why don't we do qualifying? Like, how come ASCS doesn't do qualifying? Like, why are we drawing for these heat races? He said. So you get you a 410, and now you want to bring that 410 mess down in here, and guess what they do? What do they do now? They qualify. They it's just the fairest way to do it.
And you just risk tearing. It's getting so expensive.
Yeah,
Putting a slow guy up front is gonna. I mean, we've seen it this year. You're gonna
I'll
tear
say it.
stuff up.
makes heat races more exciting when you mix
For
them
who?
up.
The fans, for sure, but not for us.
It does,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
And
you
it-
gotta have a healthy mix though. You gotta have people. You
I
gotta have the
think there's a
guys and the
place for
fans. You gotta have the fans excited
Yeah.
and wanting to see something.
Truth.
I kind of
Truth be
agree with
told,
Brad on that. It is
Yeah.
good to have it in the heats, but you also, you got to run your heats good to get position, but you can also lay back a little bit and play it just a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying you can let it go because you can't do that. You lose position in the start in the feature, but in the feature, you got more laps, but it means something for real. It means something,
Yeah.
and there's just more. There's more on it.
Well, the heat races starting like that, like in the time I've been watching racing, been involved in racing, any times the drivers were miserable, like when we're put in bad situations, it usually ends up being more entertaining for the fans. It's that way with anything. I mean, honestly, when it's chaotic or treacherous or whatever, I mean, they're on pins and needles, like, especially if the track's rough, because I mean, you're thinking, man, anybody could go flying at any point.
Well, that's what I told you, last week about the short track nationals being at I-30 when you had the heat races like this crazy mix, slower guys on the front, fast guys in the back. Like the heat races were always must watch. You had to go
Mhm.
watch all the heat races. Where this year, qualifying, you had the fast guys up front, and they just kind of, with all of them mostly kind of freight trained out, and where you were starting was where you pretty much finished in the heat races. So, saying you got to find a healthier balance.
Well-
Maybe something to think of is.
But
I
the
like-
races I was involved in, like Batesville, wasn't the fastest guy usually inverted to fourth or sixth? You know what I mean? Wasn't that how it was when we went to Batesville?
Yeah, that's the way they do
I
it
don't remember.
for ASCS.
Yeah.
Because it's fast guy, and then second place starts on the pole, third starts outside, fourth starts here, and then it's fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth after that. which I mean, short track national did it the same way, but still the 410 guys, it's just different when you got two fast 410 guys. The quick time starts fourth. He's still going to have trouble getting around, those two guys, just different. Even, the 26 cars that were there, most of them were pretty badass, 410s. And so you have those heat races like that. It's very tough to pass on.
Yeah.
Even ASCS, those heat races are tough to pass, especially on the bigger tracks.
Oh yeah.
It's tough to get going. You have like Creek County this weekend. They'll have some entertaining heat races.
Yeah,
there,
that place is entertaining anyway.
Just because of how small it is and tight.
Have you ever seen it, Beau? You ever seen that
I
place?
haven't been there.
It is smaller than Riverside, and it's flat as a pancake. And
The 3 and 4 is definitely flat. 1 and 2's got a little bit.
it's
of
very
banking in it.
slight. Ain't much to it, and it is hard to pass. For whatever reason, though, I always seem to have good luck there.
That's what a lot of people like. We went there. We went and run that deal last year that they're running tomorrow or this weekend. We went and ran that last year.
Fall Brawl, is that what it's called or something like that?
The fuzzy something.
Oh, they
It's
changed
for
it. I think it was the Fall Brawl.
For Blake Hahn's grandma.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And we went and did it last year, and the track was pretty good all weekend. You could race on it pretty good.
If you're gonna pass somebody in 1 and 2, you better commit, because it's tight. So
Well,
like if you go to slide somebody, you better fully commit.
Well,
because you'll miss 'em or hit 'em.
I started like one time we went in the mob's car there, and I started like 16th in the feature. We went down the back straightaway, and it was literally chaos. I mean, 3 cars wide. There was nowhere to go down the back straightaway. The back straightaway is wide enough for 2 cars, pretty much.
Yep.
Not much more room after that. And so it was chaos when you start third row on back. It was pretty wild, but I've always loved
Get
going
on
there.
YouTube and watch Christopher Bell race. Was it Jason Johnson? Remember that? He was running the 31B car, I think, and I think him and Jason got into it. That was a pretty good race. But if you go on YouTube and watch that video, that's Creek County.
All right.
But it was a pretty good race. But that reminded me of Jacksonville in Illinois. That's probably my favorite, like short. It's probably as big as Creek County. They're probably equally about the same size, but it's got like a ton of banking.
Yeah, it's a lot
And
more
so it's got a lot more banking, and it's
You got more lanes to run.
yeah, you
in.
got more lanes you can run, and it's easier to pass. You kind of have an option, but Creek County, man, they take out that option, so it gets pretty hard. But yeah. What else? What else do we have?
I mean, that's
I
all
want.
can
I
really think of.
I kind of wanted to bring up. I wanted to give Perky a shout out because I think he might be onto something.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of fun, and I need you to. Which I know y'all just had kids. I know y'all just had kids.
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, I know y'all just had kids, or you did. You got one that's about to be here. But man, I had a blast last night. I think I laughed more than I've ever laughed on iRacing. Just Perky. So Perky throws this little simulator deal together for all the Riverside, like the locals, to get in, and he's wanting to have like this little mini season of like I think it's 10 races or something. He's listening. I'm sure he'll tell us, but it's like 10 races or something, and you can run like stock cars, modifieds. I think we'll have late models, 305s, 360s.
See that or not?
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to see that or not. What's it called?
The Ditch Sim Racing League. I
Yeah,
think it
okay.
is.
But yeah, I ran it last night. I went TikTok live just so Brad could watch it. He was wanting to watch it, and man, I'm telling you, I had a ball. Like, I don't think I've gotten on there and raced with other people that I know.
He called that one. He called last night like it's grassroots nationals because y'all ran stock cars first,
Modified,
and then modifieds, and then
305s.
305s after
Mhm.
that. And it's
Well-
all the same group. It was like 18 or so of you
Yeah.
that showed
I
up
think it
for
was
the first
17,
one.
18 of us, but it was about as chaotic as the real thing. Probably worse because you ain't got to fix nothing. So everybody was full blown sending it.
And like they did a little victory lane, and Perky got the
Yeah, he got the little
Riverside
sign.
Oh, that's
the tires,
sick.
That's pretty
stuff like
cool.
that.
I thought that was pretty cool. He's got like the little Riverside sign that's right there next to the car. I don't know if they can see it, Brad. They might can. You probably send it to Will.
I won't be able to do it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we're doing it on his phone, so we won't be able to do that tonight. But yeah, he's got a little sign just like the real one in that track. He puts it next to the car and takes a picture. Chase Howard's lucky tail in the modifieds. He was running like 5th or 6th in the last corner, and they all wadded up coming out of 4, and he went right by all of them, won that one. And then all he had to do was just maintain the lead in the 305 race because, I mean, from 3rd on back, it was just chaos, wrecking everywhere. Like it's just like the real thing. It was
Perky
it was
did
gnarly.
say in our other group chat that we're in that that he was retired from racing because he can't be the
Yeah.
he can't be the race director.
That's what he was
He
telling me
can't be the
last
race
night.
director and racing it at the same
I
time.
messaged him when it was over, and I said something like, "Well, what did you think about that?" And I had a bunch of laughing faces because I mean, he was in there hollering at people like, "If y'all don't clean it up, I'm kicking you out," and all this stuff. And he had to go get like different people to be admins so that they could watch,
Yeah.
and like if they needed to make a call, they were going to make a vote, and like it was hilarious. And then Carter Caldwell was in front of me in that 305 race, and he kept getting sideways, like right running the bottom, and then I'd run into him, straighten him back out, and he'd keep going. And then when it was over, I messaged him. I said, "You're on the board," with a bunch of laughing faces. And yeah, Charlie Mefford. Yeah, Charlie Mefford. He was the one. He parked it in the modified race. That's who wrecked the entire field when he done that.
You know,
But
that's the same guy that got famous for saying you can't park here at the Dome. Charlie
really,
Mefford.
that is him. Okay, but it was hilarious. I had a blast. There were some people that was taking it way too seriously. I had one kid. Under caution. I don't even know what I did to him, and I'll put myself on the board because I couldn't figure out. I couldn't get my tear off thing to work.
Yeah.
I finally figured it out after everything was over. So I drove around half not being able to see. So like I guess I pissed somebody off at some point, and I don't know who or when or how. But under caution, they kept coming up to me and just beating the mess out of me, destroyed my car, and I managed to finish 7th still in that one. But I had a blast. It was like, so if you're in the area,
the Ditch Sim Racing League
it's on
is the page.
It's on
to follow.
iRacing. It's on iRacing, but I think he's gonna stream it too.
If you want to follow on Facebook or figure out how you can get in there and race, which I know he closed the entries, but only 18 of you showed up the first one. So if you want to follow along on the Facebook page, it's the Ditch Sim Racing League. You can follow along on there. He'll post pictures of the winners and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
it really was fun. Like I had a blast. I don't know people watching it. I think it'll be just as entertaining to watch, especially if you know everybody in there.
Well, like you said, last night was the most people you've had watching alive. I shared it into our group chat that we have.
Yeah, more people watch my TikTok like live than I've ever had because of it, and I think it was entertaining, especially to watch from my point of view, which they probably got tired of my laughing because like I laughed more than anything. I was having a ball. I thought it was fun. But yeah, that actually I got to thinking today while I was working. Do you listen to Rogan still, right?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
You don't listen to Rogan anymore? You don't listen to Rogan, do you?
No.
So Rogan had Elon on a podcast last week, and he was talking about how AI is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's gonna be, whether we like it or not, it's gonna basically become a norm. And it already kind of is. I mean, most everybody I know of, we don't Google anything anymore. We usually ask AI questions. And he was talking about how, like, in the future, it's a possibility. This is what Elon was saying. Is like it's a possibility that guys that aren't fit and capable to be like an NFL player could one day play in the NFL. There might not be like. There might be a way for people to go pro, essentially.
Crap ain't gonna happen.
What do you mean?
I don't think.
What do you mean?
There's no way.
Well,
I
think
Like in an alternate universe.
Well, he didn't say it would be anytime soon.
If you want to do it like Ready Player One or whatever, where they do
that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, really, think about it though. It's really not that crazy if you think about it.
You won't have a league anymore if it turns into that. Everybody's going to stop watching.
Okay,
that's right. So are they going to start? Our NFL players going to put their headset on and start practicing virtually?
I don't know, but
like
think about the racing stuff.
I mean, Denny Hamlin almost blew everybody out at Phoenix because he put his helmet on and went and practiced.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about the racing deal. It's just like, and this is what got me to think about, like, I raced a lot of people last night that I've actually raced with in real life. And, we keep talking about how prices are going up. Everything's getting more expensive. It's harder to find people that want to come work and put in the work to work on the cars. And, do all the traveling, all this stuff, when anybody can just walk in their office and just hit a button and start up, and they got a race car sitting there, and they can go racing
it ain't the
and
same.
race with the same people.
It ain't the same.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a convenient way to hang out. It's like a social club, but it ain't racing.
I know it's not quote unquote racing, but I'm saying is like the more time goes by, and I'm not talking in 5 years, 10 years, I'm talking 50, 100 years. There could be a day where there is
If I can go to my sim, I can get covered in dirt, and I can smell the race gas.
I know,
burning,
but that's what
and I can
that's
you
the
know,
reality
when all this
that
start comes.
you know. That's the reality that we know. But what I'm saying is we're
The
getting
kids coming
softer
up,
and softer.
The kids coming up now.
Yeah,
aren't
the kids
same.
growing up,
Shoot,
they all
that's what
playing
I like
video
about it.
games. They're sitting around eating graham crackers and drinking grape juice, and they don't freaking leave the house. They don't do anything. They're not
Look,
motivated.
he's a picky kid. Yeah.
They're not motivated.
I think I disagree with it just because those kids are going to be. We had those kids in our generation growing up too, and what are they? They're nobody.
Well, that's like,
But those of us that-
grandpas now say we're soft, and our generation's soft, and we're still doing the same things they were kind of.
Well,
doing
we are
then.
softer than they were.
I know, but
Oh,
I'm saying,
yeah.
we're not. We're not just. We're not just sitting at the house eating potato chips. A lot of us are out doing stuff where they say, "Well, back in our day, we had to chop firewood." Which, okay, you had to chop firewood. We don't have to do that no more. But
Yeah,
just saying, I do still think there'll be some kids stuff.
man,
come up
yeah.
and be enough of them to keep it going, not to where we're all
I can't- I'm-
virtual reality racing.
I'm hoping my boy grows enough to fit in his earmuffs so that as soon as he can next spring, he gets to the track. I mean, it's just we are the generation that's preparing the next generation. So what we do or what we allow is going to determine whether it continues on.
Well, I don't disagree.
My
I'm
boy's
just
going to be in the dirt.
I'm just saying that I actually think it's not out of. I don't think it's impossible.
I think it would be a travesty if
I totally agree.
If any sport became
Virtual.
I just think in the end, people will win out. Like we predicted stuff. They predicted that we would be under 50 feet of water at this point, 25 years ago, and it hasn't even come close to that. And they make all these predictions all the time, and 95% of them never come true. I think people win out in the end. Some way, somehow, people win out. Like it's just in our nature. To overcome that or evolve away from that, because it might be a little small sector of them that makes it look massive when it's really not that big.
And there's also if you really want to get scientific with it, you can get down and look at the fact that people that don't socialize end up killing themselves or living a shorter life.
Yeah, because I remember when these like Meta goggles come out. Zuckerberg was talking about, there's this metaverse where everybody hangs out, and that's where everybody's going to be, is in this metaverse, all hanging out, mixing and mingling, and we're not going to go to the clubs anymore. We're going to go to this metaverse and all hang out, and we'll be on our own couch, but we'll be hanging out together. And that was like, I remember Snoop Dogg bought up some land on this metaverse thing, and now you'd hear nothing about it anymore.
Yeah,
it's like
I think that social connection. There's a digital. It's cool. I mean, well, I'll put it this way: if we could exist socially on the internet, Facebook would have taken care of it already. Because we all interact socially every day. Most of us, it's every day we have social interaction, and yet we still feel euphoric, I guess, whenever we get together with people and actually do things. If we're just on Facebook, I mean, I don't know about everybody, but I know if I'm laid up sick or something and I'm on Facebook, man, by the time I get out, it's like, let's freaking go. I'm about to, bad things about to happen if I don't get to be around some actual humans.
Yeah.
Even though I talk to you every day. I talk to Brad most days of the week. There's guys I talk to every single day, but it ain't the same.
Yeah.
As
No,
when we get together.
like I said, I'm not. I agree with all of that. Like I'm with y'all. I'm just saying. I just think it's a possibility. I think that someday it is a possibility.
That would be. I hope I'm dead.
It's just like, well, me too. But like, we talk constantly about how the gap's just getting worse. Between teams like ours and teams that run with outlaws or high limit or whatever, it's just constantly just getting gradually worse and worse and worse. You know, that class just gets richer and richer. And it's like, you know, there could be a day where that's all there is anymore is you got those two groups that run their deal, and then the rest of us are priced out because it costs too much. We can't afford it. None of us can. And that's all we have.
There'll always be something that comes in to fill the void. It may not be exactly the same. You know, it
You
may
mean
not
like
be
go-karts?
It may not be a Ford. Well, you can run a stock car for. Well, you spend a little bit more money on stock cars, but anyway, we won't get too deep into that. But there's always going to be some kind of. I mean, you think about these. I think I told you about it a couple months ago. There was. I can't remember what the class. What are these four bangers? What's the class that the front wheel drive?
Talking about is it mini stocks?
No, it's not mini stocks. It's something different. Somebody in the chat probably help us out with that. But it's like a Chevy Cavalier or a
Crown Vic.
Geo Metro. Crown Vic racing is coming up because the entry to it is so cheap, and like those little 4-cylinder classes, they're some of the highest paying classes in. I mean, obviously you got your elite tier, but just hobby racing, they're some of the highest paying races because you have a night and there's $42,000 cars that come out there and run, and somebody tears them up. They don't care. It's like it's one step above the demolition derby, but it's still circle track.
I know at the I-75 Raceway over in Sweetwater, we'd go run with Pete over there a few times, and they called them Hummers, I think is what they called them. They were the same, 4-cylinder cars, like
and
basically
bust
bust the windows out of them. They would get 35 on a regular night over there. They had 35 of them. They'd beat a couple of them. They'd get to fighting and stuff after the races, and they took it way more serious than anybody else did.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You start getting 35 cars. You talking about attendance? 35 cars. If you're gonna run 35 cars and race them, I mean, 3-4 people per car.
Yeah,
coming in. Even if it's just wife and kids.
That is true.
I mean, you're going to fill up a racetrack.
Have you guys watched any videos from the Freedom Factory? Cletus's place? You know, how many Crown Vics has he got rolling around that place?
A lot, but even bigger, the Ultima race.
Ultima race.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous.
And
the number of cars is ridiculous.
I've never seen the stands. Like, is it full?
Dude, it's so, you can't get tickets.
Really?
You cannot buy tickets for that.
Where is that place?
Freedom Factory.
Is it
down
Florida?
In Florida. Yeah.
It is Florida? What part of Florida? Do you know?
I did until you asked me.
I'm just saying, like, I think it would be fun to do it, like to go down there, but I don't know what that requires. You know, I don't know how you'd even get involved in that.
First,
in Florida,
you got to buy you an Ultima, and second, he's going to cap.
We can find 150 of those in Memphis. I mean, we're probably in.
Yeah, we probably got a fast one around here.
I say we're probably in the best place in America to be able to find a good Ultima.
Clayton tried to start a Crown Vic series and nobody built one.
Well, he's just got to.
They were supposed to do it this year.
If you're going to start a Crown Vic series, it just needs to be buy a Crown Vic at auction and show up and run it.
The only thing that I don't like about doing that at dirt tracks and stuff is when parts come flying off, it gets stuck in the track, and you might not find it.
That happens on all the cars, though.
Yep, and you
can't. In your car, you have.
There's always a reason not to grow the sport.
Well, I mean,
and
like at the Freedom Factory, it's one thing because it's a pavement track.
Yeah, but I mean, you still got to do things that are going to get like those shows with 35 cars. That's your fluff. You put those in there. Maybe it's your show. Maybe it's not. But there's going to be these people are coming, and they're going to come and they're going to run for. You can put a pretty good pot on them because there's going to be 35 cars there.
Yeah.
And if you got to spend a little bit of time picking a little trash out of the track, I mean, you're talking about making it or breaking it.
Keith Ainsworth wants to know what you're drinking.
What am I drinking? Sweet tea.
I say, Mom messed around and left a whole jug of sweet tea out here, so we decided we'd get into
I know
that.
Cody Miller's watching with him, and Cody Miller's sweet tea is different than y'all's sweet tea.
Oh,
that's
sweet tea ain't got nothing but a tea bag and some sugar.
So that's why they're asking.
Saying it's not all sugar, huh? It's not all sugar.
Yeah. He puts a little extra additive into his sweet tea.
A little hot thing.
Yeah.
I do.
None of that in mind.
I do think that would be fun though to have something like that because we're getting priced out of a sprint car. I might be trying to find something.
You gotta reach that it's got to be attainable to keep your crowd engaged. Your crowd has to be like on the edge of being able to do it. If you just stretch it out, I mean, NASCAR lost a lot of fans over time because of that exact reason.
Yeah.
It became not blue collar. Nobody could relate to anybody running it.
Yep.
And now, because the industry's changed and you see NASCAR filling back up.
Yeah.
And like F1 is the most watched race series in the world.
Well, they realize that they pissed off their fan base.
Well, it's just the whole thing is changing. Nobody thinks they can go run F1. Nobody thinks they can go run NASCAR. You can't.
Yeah.
It's unattainable. It is premier. But if you're going to go to your dirt track, you don't want to sit there and look at it and be like, man, I can't even go. There's no way I can go out here and run this stuff. This looks like the best thing ever. It looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
But it's unattainable. I think that's why drag racing's taken off, is because you can go spend $2,000 and you can have a rig that'll run down the track. You won't ever win any money, but you'll be running.
Yeah. Speaking of drag racing, you brought this up like as we were sitting down at the table. I guess you obviously know a lot more about it than I do, because I didn't even know about this. So
I don't
Jackson
know much.
Dragway and
Yeah,
Great
I was
River
gonna
Road?
say Jackson Dragway and River Road Dragway, which is in Dyersburg. Jackson's obviously outside of Jackson. They're owned by Don Baskin, and Don Baskin has decided to shut down those tracks. I don't know much more about it.
He had them.
Well, he just acquired River Road a couple months ago.
Yeah.
It hasn't been very long. He's had Jackson for a couple
Jackson
years.
a while now.
Yeah. Jackson, he's probably had Jackson close to 5 years.
But he did. There might be a lot of people that don't know this, obviously, but somebody was killed in a wreck over there at Jackson, right? Was it Jackson?
In his statement, in his public statement, it had nothing to do with that. But yes, there was a man that was killed.
Very odd timing. Yeah.
On track?
It was related. I don't know for sure. I don't know all the detail. I thought that it was off track, but then somebody told me that it wasn't. So I don't know. I'm not.
I just assumed when I read it, I just assumed that it was on track. You don't know?
I don't know. I don't know
Huh.
that.
Okay.
Well,
All I
our group
know-
chat here, it says, so apparently he poured a bunch of money in it, and all he got was bitching and complaining, and said the hell with it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if
that's
this is-
probably about right.
If you're trying to relate this, that's what trying to say. That's what happens, or hey, this is what Riverside could happen to Riverside here. You know.
Yeah.
Well, there's probably a lot of that. I know it takes a lot to run. It takes a lot more. It's funny. It takes a lot more than people know to run a racetrack.
Yeah.
Gee, imagine that.
Yeah. And
Everyone's a
Jackson-
genius. Everyone on Facebook's a genius. It pisses me off. I got pissed off today just reading the comments on that deal. And I guess if you want to pull the board out, you can.
yeah,
now.
we might as well. We've already covered one of them. So I'll go ahead and pull this board out.
Yep. Pull it out.
I probably should have put in parentheses in Morgan Williams' name. He also goes by the dude and the man. I couldn't tell. I mean, in 2024, he was going by the dude.
Oh boy.
And in this most recent poster, he was going by the man, or that's what they had him labeled as. I don't know. Morgan, I think he knows more about wrestling than he knows about racing. I mean, I think he's a race fan, but he's not a real fan.
Yeah.
But he is a. I mean, he'll probably fight us over this. We better watch out.
Well,
He's gonna-
I don't care how big and bad you are. You can't outrun bullets.
He gonna call us to the ring, man.
I don't care.
No,
I didn't threaten him. I just said if he comes at me.
Exhibit
Well,
A.
let me tell the people. Let me tell the people
Yep.
why they're on the board. Morgan Williams, Robert Jones, Mark Simmons. Robert and Mark, I didn't look into you that deep. I couldn't help with Morgan. It was right there all over his profile. But I mean, everybody wants to. Every time something comes up, everybody wants to talk trash about Riverside or about the management at Riverside, about how that's why the track attendance going down. That's why they all got the answer. And how often are they showing up?
Yeah, they have like this much of the picture. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, I hope they're showing up every week. I mean, that I told you about after the flip flop, that one guy that I talked to there, he was trashing it, but he was there every week. So that was, I mean, at
Yeah.
least cool on his part. But mean, Riverside is not going down in quality. It's
No.
not going down in the show. Yes, it's got to battle the fact that everybody has anything they ever want right at their fingertips. You sit there like this all day long, and like 50% of our population does.
Yep.
So there's a lot more going on than just it doesn't have anything to do with the product. I mean, Brad commented on there against somebody saying that racing didn't get over till after midnight.
No,
We've been
that's
in
not
bed
true
at
all.
midnight.
It was better this year
Granted,
than
we did
probably
wreck
any,
out.
any year that I could remember going over.
Yeah.
Even the USCS show, I remember leaving the
Dude,
USCS
we were
show,
gone.
going home, and I was like, y'all, I cannot believe it's like 11 o'clock, and we're already like on the way
Yep.
home. And like in years past, yeah, it was past midnight. Yeah, it was rough. And I've harped on that a few times this year too on this show. Is like, there is nothing that just aggravates me more, other than people riding around the bottom real slow, is going home at 2 o'clock in the morning, when we should have been done hours ago.
Yeah.
And no, all year long, that's been cleaned up, and they've done a really good
Yeah,
job.
I
most,
think-
most of the time they do the foot race in between, and you still get out of there at a decent time.
Yeah.
Even with all that.
Well, there
going
was
on.
comments made about the track surface. Well, I don't care who you are. I mean, it's a dirt track. It's not
Yep.
going to be great every single time. And I don't think there was anything wrong with the track this time.
Well,
I
this guy, the Morgan Williams guy, was the one that bugged me a lot because he says the track has been crap all year, terrible attendance,
false.
as postponing one of your biggest events is the cherry on top. It's sad to see Riverside fall. Stands used to be at least 60 to 70% full on any given Saturday. Now we look up at 70% full for the big features. Add on to the fact that they're half of them are done by midnight. Well, I hear him
What
say
does
all this.
he
I
even
hear him-
mean? He's been wrestling all
well,
year.
I hear him say all this, but I have videos from back in 2010, 2011 when I was racing 305s heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And on Saturday nights, the crowd looked like it did then. It looks the same now. That's just the way local racing is. The stands haven't been 70% full for a local show in a very long time. That's just the way local
flip-flop.
racing
about
is.
to
Saturday
say,
night
I'm
was
saying the
great.
big shows, the crowd still
flip-flop is
shows up.
probably
This
the
guy's
fullest
talking
to get.
about, oh, now it's falling. Nobody's showing up. Like, no, the local scene has been like that all over the country for the last 20 years.
Most of the big shows I've seen,
and a
have
lot of the
been
big
great.
shows, the crowd is still good.
I'll be honest. Every time we've been to Riverside this year, there's been a good crowd.
There's
There was one race we went to where it was a little
Yeah,
lackluster.
there was one night particular,
But
and
it
I'm
was
trying to
the
remember.
Friday night race, and it was this fall. It was a Friday night race because
no
football had started.
I know which one that I went to that I was disappointed in, because I was talking to Clayton. It was the Facebook 30, because he was.
That was was
because-
that not on Friday and Saturday show?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
Just
No, I don't
Saturday.
think so.
Okay.
I think it was just Saturday night show. But I remember because it was miserable hot.
It
And
was.
Goober over there showed up at like 3 o'clock to do video, and I was like, "Will, that's way too early." But he insisted he get there that early, so I showed up. I showed up like when it got about dark.
Yeah, I showed
And,
up right there with you.
Yeah, that's right. And I just
I
remember.
actually think I rode with you.
Did you?
I think I did that night.
You and Hannah were sitting on the back straightaway when I walked up. Remember that?
Maybe, yeah, that was that night.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
thinking
that
another night.
Because I went infield and I saw y'all up there.
That's right. I was thinking about the night that we went down. I was thinking about the race before that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
but it
you're
was the Facebook 30, and I remember as soon as I walked up, Clayton was just kind of sitting there shaking his head. He's like, "Look at here, I got all the people on Facebook wanting, voting on this deal, wanting this, wanting that," and like,
Nobody
where
shows
are
up.
they? And that's good old Facebook.
Mhm.
I'm the older I'm getting, and I made a comment today on that post after Riverside, postponed the race. I said attendance gets worse probably because it's like some of you morons that post negatively and others see it and go, "Well, I'm not going to spend my money if it's so bad."
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the track is a business, and if business won't be good if you're going up against another event, and it affects that event as well. So who wins in that situation? You want to show up and watch 12 sprint cars or 30, it'll hurt the car count, therefore affecting the track. And the fan is sitting there going, "Well, what on earth would I want to come back and watch this for?"
Nobody wants to show up and watch 12 cars run.
Yeah, it's just like the 305 deal. again, this is another thing we've harped on years. It's like Benton and Riverside. Well, they're running 305 shows. Well, it has split the 305 class. You know, and so the 305 class 5-6 years ago, the 305 class was huge. There was 20 305s almost every week, and it was probably the best race of the weekend, in my opinion. I thought the 305 races were better than the 360 races. You know, and so that prime example, that's why the race was postponed this weekend, at least in this scenario. I know we're going to have a 360 305 deal still, but that's why this was postponed. It's like you don't want to go up against another show and split it and have the same scenario again, which has proven to be a failure. You know, so this guy,
I mean, there's been several times this year that stuff has been. I mean, obviously it was closer than Tulsa, and it took away from our car count. But there's nothing else. So, like, if you can run and potentially win 10, you're going to go. All the guys that can't or don't care or just want to run, I mean, that's why you combine those 305s and 360s.
They just come over there and play.
Yeah, there's still going to be a few cars out there this weekend to run for 2,000. 2,000 is a pretty good payday for a local race.
That's normal. That's been kind of normal.
That's not bad at all.
Basically normal.
Yeah, I say any ASCS like regional shows usually like 2,500. That's usually been the norm, or 3,000. Whenever I was running the Red River region deal, like full time, like when I ran for points or whatever, every time a winner was usually getting 2,500, 3,000. So I mean, just for this to be a local show too, that's about right. That's normal. What I'd call normal.
Oh, shoot, I know them 305 boys ain't been racing for 2,000.
No. So do they have like a winner for the first 305, or does the 305 first 305 get a bonus, or is that a thing?
Yeah, no, I got to talk to Clayton about that. I don't think it's a thing.
Is it not a thing? Because I know at 67 for the short track nationals, whoever had the best running 360 got like a bonus.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if I wasn't sure if he was doing a bonus for that or not.
It'd be a good idea to get some 305s in.
Well, sorry, I put the idea out there, and he may not like that, but I mean, that's not a bad idea.
It's out there. Maybe, but that's something that's like, nobody's going to be mad about that petition because that does nothing but draw attention.
I'm saying Clayton might be mad at me.
Well, Clayton can be mad, but it really is just press for the track. Like if people start hopping on there and be like, hey, Clayton, give us a little bit of bonus for 305. Well,
yeah, first running 305.
I mean, how many 305s you need to show up to add a couple $100 to the 305, to the fastest 305?
Yeah. How many did you say there was? Like 7, 8?
I think there was 6 or 7.
6 or 7? Oh boy, 6, 7.
Oh god.
What does that even mean?
Nothing.
Does anybody even know what that means? I still haven't figured out what that means.
I'm a
6,
grown-up.
7. What is that?
That's right.
Does anybody even know what that is?
I'm a grown-up. I don't play with these childish
I don't
things.
either. Yeah, all the slang words. What is it? Skibbity toilet crap. What is it? What do they say? Say all kinds.
I don't
of
know any of that either, Brandon.
Yeah, they say some stupid
You're
stuff.
speaking out of my.
Only reason I know that.
You need to get off TikTok, dude. TikTok.
What do you mean? Brad's on TikTok now.
Yeah,
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting
for
words
him.
that nobody understands.
I'm waiting on him to go live next. I've been waiting for him to do a live. You gonna do a live?
No, I'll never
Why
do
not?
that.
No, you also said you'd never do TikTok. And look at you
Well, yeah.
on TikTok.
I don't even look at anybody's videos. I just post. Well, I do look at some videos.
So what are you
but
on there doing then?
I post my stuff. I have like 6 videos I posted.
You
on-
like the video I
Oh, yeah,
reposted
too.
today? You had to scroll a little bit to find that.
You reposted a video?
No, you like the video that I reposted.
Well, no, yours will always pop up at the top of my thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I don't ever scroll. I might go 3
Oh, okay.
posts and I'm like, okay, I'm not. And I thought everybody was on TikTok. Nobody is on TikTok.
What do you mean?
I
Everybody.
thought
I
they made it
know.
sound like the whole universe is on TikTok. I get on TikTok and nobody's on TikTok. I'm like, what am I even on here for?
Them two are on TikTok. Y'all the only two I know
I'm
that
not
ain't.
on
Yeah, I
TikTok.
was like, what is all this?
And
I
I'm
like,
not
it's
getting
like
on
add to your
TikTok.
Facebook people. I had like 60 friends on Facebook that had TikTok too. I was like, I thought everybody had TikTok. What is this?
I
Some
love
Chinese propaganda.
That's right.
I love TikTok.
That's right.
I enjoy it.
China.
I had fun. Like I said, I went live last night and I had a blast. I thought it was fun.
Count me out.
Come on. Come on. Cody Strickland, the guy we go to church with, he was doing live this morning while he was hunting. And I was sitting there like telling him jokes, trying to get him to laugh so he'd scare all the deer away. But he had a blast and I had fun sitting there messing with him.
I ain't doing that. I ain't got time for all that.
Why? You could set up a live while you're working on a truck.
I could, and then I have to look at it.
Yeah.
Too busy.
Yeah. You
Might
could,
leave a bolt
could
out
be
or
like
something.
Cody. Cody had a lot of pretty girls sitting there trying to talk to him, sending him gifts and stuff.
Cody's married.
Yeah, I know.
So am I.
That's not what you want. Yeah.
He did tell
Not
all,
interested.
he did say he said all the females in here, kick rocks. Like he's sitting there whispering while he's sitting there trying to hunt. So that could be you. You could be getting gifts from them and then tell them to kick rocks. That could be you.
No,
Making a little bit
I'm
of
good.
money. Oh, come on.
I ain't
y'all are
getting on
boring.
TikTok, brother.
Y'all are boring. He said the same thing. You'll be next.
I'm
I give it a
anti-China.
year. I give it a year. China already has all
Anti-China.
our information, man.
Yep. And
Everybody-
every time I can, I fight them.
Everything's already out there and open. There ain't no need.
I bleed the red, white, and blue, baby.
Well, I'm right there with you. But what else?
I think that's about it.
Gravel won a
Who's,
championship. We knew
I don't even
that.
see some of these people. Who's Robert? Why is Robert Jones on there? Who's Robert Jones?
No, the
on your
board.
Oh, Robert Jones. Oh, same thing. Talking trash about Riverside.
I'm
Robert
just
I
saying.
Jones.
didn't even see him.
Robert
That's what I'm
Jones
trying to figure out
and
who-
Mark Simmons both talked about Riverside. Just they just made some. They weren't as bad as egregious as
Oh,
Morgan was.
okay. He said this is why the stands are empty and getting worse each
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. No, it's not.
No,
it's not. So shut up. You're the problem.
If you don't like what we say, then get your own mic and
That's right.
start your own show.
That's right. And then I had Don Baskin on there just because, man, if he shuts those tracks down and doesn't sell them or just parks trucks on them, Holly Springs is the next closest drag strip, and that's a ways down there for us.
Well, the good news is
They got one in Benton, Missouri,
That's
where
true.
it's right outside of Sykeston.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. But if you're in the Jackson area, then we've got a solution for you. Come to Riverside
Yeah.
and watch some dirt racing
Yep,
because it's still open, it's still kicking, and we need butts
That's
in
right.
seats.
that's right. And
'Cause
it's a little-
AI hasn't taken over yet.
let me just tell you, if you're a drag racer and you're thinking about coming to dirt track, all it is, it's a drag race, and you got to turn at the end of it. I mean, getting off the corner into the next one is all that this racing is about.
Yeah.
And it's just a drag race. You just have to make the turn at the end of it.
I think you'll find it's a lot more fun.
It's just as fun.
I won't say who it is, but I had a real close friend in high school. He came with his mom to watch us race sprint cars one night. I think this was like 2016 or something like that. They went over there, and they'll know who they are, by the way, if they hear this. But we were parked on the back stretch and went out there. We ran our heat race, and I come back, and he kind of comes up to me and is like, "Yeah, man, that's kind of cool." And he'd never seen sprint cars before. His mom, on the other hand, was the complete opposite. She was like, "Oh my goodness, this is way more fun than what we do." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is.
So it
isn't
is more fun for the people watching, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
I
Well,
don't know.
it's a lot more fun for the
It's
driver.
just as fun for me. I like both of them equally.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm not prejudiced against any of it. I just have my preferences. We're not prejudiced here at Let Her
I'm
Eat
gonna say,
podcast.
I think you got to
in
get.
any
I think you
kinda
got to go
way.
drive a drag car before you can say you like one or the other better too.
No, I'm pretty sure the
No,
dirt
you got to
round.
be fair with it. You got to
Look,
be fair with
I
it.
talked to a guy earlier this year at Batesville, and he said have done road racing, I've done drag racing, I've done this, that, and the other. He named off 5-6 things, and he said this right here is way more fun and what did he say? A lot more radical than.
But you
anything
know why
else
he
I've
can
ever
say
driven.
that?
Why?
Because he did it all.
Okay, but
That's
I
why
can
he
take his.
can say it.
I'll take his word for it because I
Seen
believe
a-
him.
I've seen. Have you seen the drag racer that doesn't have any arms? He drives with his feet. I mean, that pretty
No.
much tells me everything I need to know
Yeah.
about drag racing.
He runs a pro stock car, like a NHRA pro stock car.
Really?
Mhm.
I want to
Yeah,
see a
he's
video
going
of this.
quarter mile in 4 seconds
Really?
with his feet, 4.5, whatever the pro stocks run. I can't remember.
I wonder what Clay Milliken would say if he heard all this.
I hope he's listening in. He
I
ought to
hope,
be.
I hope he's listening too. But I mean, granted, his is a lot different. Now that
yeah,
is
Top Fuel,
that's,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
totally different. That's not even the
I
same
wouldn't.
category. I'm talking anything under 12, 13 seconds.
I'm not talking. Wait, anything under 12, 13
Or I'm
seconds?
sorry, over.
No,
Anything,
I'm not. I'm talking about fast cars. I'm talking about 4
no,
second,
like
8 mile
funny
cars.
car and stuff like that, or heck, even the pro stock stuff like that. Yeah, that probably would be fun. But it ain't. It just don't last long enough for me.
Well, that's
Sorry.
what they're. I mean, they got them cars coming out at Jackson. They're not qualified. They're just fast. Some
There's
of 'em
one
are.
thing I'm not crazy enough to ever do. Those get on a bike. Ain't no way I'd do that. I don't know how them boys do that.
Yeah.
That's nuts. What do they do? 200 mile an hour on that bike and a
Some
quarter
of 'em
mile.
more than that.
Is it more than that?
Some of them are.
There ain't no way I'd do that. they're crazy. That would hurt a lot,
Probably.
just a little bit.
I don't know.
You say you're not gonna feel it. Well, maybe we need. I would like to get Clay in here because I've heard him talk about like what it's like to drive those cars, and he said it just feels like a crash. It just hits you so hard. Which I mean, what you're doing 330 in less than 4 seconds. You're going from 0 to 330.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what that feels like. I don't know how you hang on to it.
I don't
I
want
mean,
to
really.
find out either.
You don't want to find out.
Mhm.
Tony Stewart did it. We could do it.
Nope.
What do you mean? He grew up on the dirt racing. He says the sprint cars is harder than the
I'm
NASCAR
telling you right
stuff,
now,
and he went and did it. We could do
I
it.
would never even punch the gas in a top fuel car. Wouldn't do it.
What would 20-year-old Brad do?
He wouldn't do it either.
He wouldn't do it then either.
20-year-old Brad was probably scared than 38-year-old
I forgot
Brad
what the
was.
G's are that they pull. I think it's like 3.5 G's or
Yeah.
4 G's
Man, I
on the
couldn't tell
hit,
you. I don't know.
which is a lot. That's a lot.
Hey, listen, maybe we could find somebody to put us through the drag racing school. We could
This
find
guy
out.
says those bikes are worth 200,000.
What? Well, you know what?
What
I don't
bikes?
doubt
Yeah, I
that.
would believe it, yeah.
I guess in racing bikes.
Yeah, I'd have to see which ones he's talking about.
Well, I'm assuming he's talking about the ones you watch on NHRA.
Yeah,
With the
the
top
laid
fuel bar.
out.
That's the
where
ones. That's
you're
the ones
laying
I'm
down
talking
on 'em.
about.
Somebody had a good idea. Performance powder coating highest finish in 305 award.
Hey, that's a David Hanks question. That's not a Brandon Hanks question. And David Hanks just happens to be in the chat, so he can let us know here in just any minute.
There we
But-
go. Performance powder coating highest 305 finish.
Hey, and you've got an iRacing rig or a ride. You can race with us next week.
Oh yeah, but Perky got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna be racing.
Yeah, he's
is
not
he?
gonna race. He said he could just sit there and push the buttons, so you can race with us next week. Hey, I had an idea. You could come to the house and you could run my stock car. Like just get on mine and just run the stock car class. You've been wanting to race stock
That'd
cars.
be terrible. That'd be terrible.
So is everybody
I'd
else.
either win it or I'd lose it.
So is everybody else.
Stock
Trust me.
cars are the funnest ones.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
dirt.
I'm giving up my favorite one
I've
of
been
the
trying
three.
to tell y'all we need to go stock car
I'm
racing.
telling you, the one on iRacing is fun.
may
That was
do
my
that.
favorite one.
I may do that.
But yeah, you can come over. I think 7 o'clock's when we started last night. But it didn't end until it's like nearly 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it was about 10.
It was a while.
Yeah, I may come over and put some laps in on the old stalker.
Yeah.
So I got some very reliable info that might make fans even more upset about Saturday.
Oh, okay. Well, what is it?
So, very good source told me that if it was going to be the King of the Ditch, that Jason Sides and Chris Wyndham are going to come race.
Really?
That makes me sad.
Oh man, that does suck.
I know it sucks.
So when are they postponing the race still? Do we even know yet? Probably
It'll
April.
be sometime next year. Yeah.
Probably
so-
April. Well, dang.
Probably
Yeah.
April after all the other series fire up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Big money
mean,
races are every
Outlaws starts
Yeah,
up in
they'll be all-
February,
they'll
and
be
then
started
High
up.
Limits in
High
March.
Limits in
That's
March
why-
with
that's what he said.
at
They were gonna-
Vegas.
They were going to come because the outlaw season's done,
Yeah.
and
Probably
they
had a
were-
360.
Yeah, they were going to get a 360 and come run it. So that sucks.
What a shame.
Yep,
Dang.
that'd have been a good get for that show. for
Yeah, it
sure.
would.
Yep.
It would have.
Especially if one of us won it. One of us local
Oh, yeah,
guys
that'd be
knocked them
cool, yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That would have been awesome.
But-
That's all I got.
That's all
What
I
about
got.
y'all? You good?
Yep.
You good? Well, all right, guys. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us, commenting in the chat. Be sure to catch us next week, same time, same place, Monday night. We're gonna probably have a guest next week, wouldn't you say? Season's over, so now we're gonna start bringing in guests, doing some interviews.
Yep.
So we're gonna start working on that. Make sure when you get you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure you go and follow the Facebook page. Hey, listen, we've still got 530, 40 followers on Facebook that need to come subscribe to the YouTube. We want to get to 500 before the end of the year. I think we can do it. We can do it. If we get everybody on that
Well,
train,
we can do it if y'all help us.
Yeah.
We can't come to your house and log on for you and do it.
Or we will.
I mean,
Or maybe we will.
Give us your address.
Yeah. Hey, can't everybody outrun bullets? We'll make you. But anyway, we appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all. Drive fast, take chances.